That is a feature that I did not know existed. So when you're driving down the Burin Peninsula, this is one of the places you have to pass to get to the Cape Rogers Salmon River. It's Vernon Smith's antique car collection. And this Vernon right here, he was good enough to stop and have a chat with me and going to tell me a little bit about his shop here.
Well, we started collecting about 27 years ago. And believe me, I never thought it would ever come to this level. The oldest car we have here is 1908. The newest is 1970. There are cars here that have actual record players, vinyl.
A vinyl record player?
Yes.
Two. Lord Almighty.
A 1956 DeSoto and a 1958 DeSoto. And the 58 DeSoto even has a self-winding clock in the steering wheel, in addition to the record player.
That's
It's
amazing.
the DeSoto Adventure. It is amazing. They only built 82 of those cars to start with. Today there are 5 known to exist. 2 in Sweden, 2 in the United States, and 1 here in Newfoundland.
50 cars. So when you come in here, it's for adults, it's $15, and for kids, $8 for kids. But supporting the local community, I do believe that you have something you do with that money, do you?
Significantly. We've made major contributions over the years to the high school and the kids' playground and the fire hall and the 50-50 club and that sort of thing.
That's nice. Good on you for doing that. I'm sure the community appreciates it.
Thank you.
And I'm going to have a quick look around here and get a video of a couple of these cars.
No problem. Now, just to give you a little background on what's going to happen here, this is 1958, and you would expect it in today's world. However, this is a 1958 Ford retractable hardtop, and the roof literally disappears in the trunk. And to make that function work, there are 13 limit switches and 10 solenoids and 8 circuit breakers and 604 feet of wire. Can you imagine the nightmare that must have been on
604 feet of wire.
Yes.
Wow.
On a bad day, I would say that was a vicious nightmare. It's all controlled by one switch, and if the top was completely up, what would happen? There's 2 worm gears here, the 2 here diagonally. They all 4 unscrew together, and at this point in time, look, you literally lose your finger. There's not enough clearance there to tighten this out right down, you have your converter. Ford advertised it in 1958, they said there was room for a toothbrush and a toothpick. And by the way, the luggage, the 3-piece luggage you see there, actual factory Ford luggage. Extremely rare. This is a 1956 Monarch Richelieu, which is literally the Canadian version of the Mercury. In a convertible, they only built 330. And known to exist today is 13. But one of the unique features this car has is an automatic chassis lubrication system. Here we have the can of grease here and the vacuum, and the lines would go to the front ends, the tie rods and the ball joints, and when it needed to be greased, a light will come on the dash. You hit the button from inside and grease it all up, and when the can's empty, dispose and replace. pretty modern feature for that era. Put it back the way it was. First of all, I mean, look at the level of elegance in the dash of this car here. See the gear selector?
Oh wow.
I mean, Chrysler had it vertically on the side of the dash, but it's the first one that I've ever seen like that. They only built 276 of those, and you see the vents on the dash, that's air conditioning vents. And out of the 276 that were built, only 4 had factory air. Pretty
276.
Rare. Ever made.
276 and 4 had air conditioning.
That's right.
Wow.
This is the oldest car I have with seatbelts, by the way. They were lapped belts mounted on the door.
And what year is it?
1956. This car also has a reversible interior. You can take the bottom of the seat, the back, front and rear, flip it over. Your leather in the summer, you want it, the cloth.
Oh my, stuff they had, right?
Yes, sir, they were well advanced.
That's pretty cool. Every car here got a story, does it?
Every car certainly has a story. Like this 1960 Dodge Polara, 383 cross ram. They built 124 of them.
Wow.
3 known to exist today.
3.
Yeah.
What is it? A Dodge?
Dodge Polara. And another pretty unique feature that would be relatively convenient for a lot of us today, elderly, disabled, the swivel seats.
Wow.
And you notice the driver's seat is a different design than the passenger.
Yeah.
And higher.
Wow.
Power seats as well.
Do you drive many of these? You drive some of them?
I can drive any car that's here.
Any car that's here?
Yeah.
So you occasionally take one out when mood strikes you?
Absolutely. Selective days, of course, because the bottom of the cars are exactly like the top. You can have your breakfast here if you just want it. Yeah. This is the only car in the building that I technically have broken the rule on.
Explain yourself there.
Well, as you can see, the majority of the cars here are all convertibles. And that was initially the criteria. Outstanding in engineering design, limited productions, and predominantly convertibles. However, I'm hoping there's forgiveness on this one, but I'll let you decide. As rare as this car is, they only built 284. It's a 1970 Hemi Cuda loaded. Got the shaker hood, got the overhead console inside, the elastomeric bumpers. However, they did make 17 of those in a convertible. And if you can find one of the 5 remaining today, and it was sitting side by this car, and the only difference, the top came down. The difference in the price is $4 million US.
The difference in the price is $4 million.
So that's the reason I don't have it.
Wow. That's some markup for a convertible, $4 million.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Whoever think a $5,000 car in 1970 would escalate to that level.
Wow.
This LS6 Chevelle here, there's guys out there would almost sell their soul for that. Matter of fact, some guy said, "Where can I sign?"
Yeah.
They only made 50 of those in a convertible. It got the 454 cubic inch with the 450 horse. Unimaginable. And the horsepower was even significantly more than that, because during the time, the young guys couldn't get insurance, so they underrated the actual horsepower. But this one happened to be the lowest mileage LS6 Chevelle known to exist on the planet.
It's what?
It's the only LS6 Chevelle, the lowest mileage LS6 Chevelle known to exist on the planet.
Wow.
This car got 3,671 miles on it. The tires on this car are original. The exhaust system is original. The mufflers, you'd have to see it to literally believe it. It's too much to comprehend. The General Motor part number is still stamped in each muffler clear as crystal, and the last 3 digits on one muffler is 319 and the other one's 320. Now, what are your chances?
Wow. That is a feature that I did not know existed. So what kind of car is this?
It's a 1958 DeSoto Adventure. Only 82 of them were ever built in a convertible. 5 known to exist today on the planet. 2 in Sweden, 2 in the United States, and 1 in Swift Current, Newfoundland. Very unique feature, the turntable with the highway hi-fi is what it was called. And the records are 16 2/3 speed. Very, very unique. In addition to this car, in the center of the steering wheel over there, it has a self-winding clock, the Ben Ross clock, it's called, and it winds as you drive. And that was the Rolex watch of the day. By the way, this is a 57 Ford Thunderbird F-Code, supercharged. Okay. They made 205 of those. I mean, it's basically 1-to-1 in horsepower, 312 cubic inch, 300 horse rather, 300 cubic inch. And as I indicated, even the fend belts has the Fomoco script and the actual Ford part number on the belts. To narrow it down even closer, this car was $3,500 in 1957, and it has the optional hardtop as well as the soft top, the porthole hardtop, and that was a $280 option on a $3,500 car. It's also a standard shift and has an overdrive option. So now, out of the 205, we're down to a total of 17 ever manufactured. Swivel seats. Look. Before and after, the garbage was still in the trunk when I bought it.
You didn't restore many. Most of these are pretty well original, are they?
Oh, they've been all restored.
They've all been restored?
Restored to authenticity, exactly the way they rolled off the line.
Right on.
They only built 248 of those cars.
Wow.
Extremely powerful.
So what's the horsepower in it?
It's a 413 cubic inch, 375 horse. But I mean, the interior is like the cockpit of a plane. You know, you got the 4 bucket seats and the console running right through it, and the dome speedometer that illuminates at night. Everything push button, as you can see there. Registered for 150 miles an hour, and they say it was not uncommon to do it either. And those vents you see on the dash, that's air conditioning vents. And the other little device, it's known as an electronic eye, meaning that the headlight dims automatically when you approach oncoming traffic.
So, something that they're all proud of now in the new cars, right?
Yes.
Oh, automatic headlights.
Yes.
So what's the lowest production car you got here? The one by the door?
No. I got a couple of pretty low. We just talked about the DeSoto up there was one of 5, and the Dodge Polero's 3 known to exist. But this 1958 Bonneville Pontiac, just look what's written on the side of it and on the back. Fuel injection.
Wow.
In a convertible. Okay. I took the car down to Indiana primarily to see how it would measure up from a judging perspective. And she scored 298 out of 300 points. And the judge said to me, he said, "Are you aware how rare this car is?" I said, "Sir, based on the research that I did, in 1958, Pontiac built 64 hardtops in a convertible, in a hardtop, 64 hardtops with fuel injection rather, and in a convertible they built 16. I said, "You tell me." He said, "That number is right. However," he said, "this is the only documented one that the Pontiac Club American know exists."
Wow.
So that's a tall statement.
Yes, sir.
The interior, again, it's amazing. Have you ever heard tell of cars with sportable radios?
Sportable what?
Radios.
No.
I've only seen 4 in all my
A
travels.
sportable radio.
Yes, sir. I'll show you one.
Let me guess, that's going to pull out, is it?
Take it out, you go to the beach, go to the park. Pontiac written on it, boys. We can't deny it.
And built-in speaker in that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When it's out, look, you wouldn't know there was anything missing. The flap comes down, 2 fake buttons there on the dash. Just slides out and slides back in. You must have heard the song, "We're Real Fine, Me and My 409.
Yeah.
That's what we have here. Look at the sides of the cruise control unit. Air conditioning. Spare windshield washer, bottle with the GM tag on it.
Looks like a liquor bottle.
Well, we do have one up there. They got shot glasses and a lady's makeup kit and a bottle of French perfume in it. Kind of like. But in 1964, this car was $3,196 base price. And how about $5,202 out the door? Now we're talking $2,000 worth of options. When this Spotlight, for example, was $8.50.
That was before COVID.
Yes. Seat belts, retractors, okay? Seat belts, driver and passengers with retractors, $7.55. And the rear belts in Aqua was $6.25 each.
So who would have ordered that now back in the day to option that out with 60 options? Somebody wanted everything.
Load it. Just
Yeah.
give it all to me.
Give me everything.
Yes. But the three options that I really get a chuckle out of, how about a factory trailer hitch?
Wasn't expecting that.
That was $12.25. You see this little valve here?
Yeah.
Airlift shocks. $37. We're getting up there now.
Yeah.
And a fire extinguisher mounted with a GM tag. That was $14.